This one is almost unbelievable, not because the allegation is shocking, but because of how bad the defense is. News Nation interviewed Congresswoman Lisa McClain. She's a Republican. This is a very straightforward question. There are reports that her husband bought stock in XAI. XAI is not publicly traded. This is a private investment. XAI is Elon Musk's artificial intelligence company. Think of the timing. The purchase happened days before Pete Hegseth announced Elon's XAI is going to have a role in the Pentagon's systems. So News Nation asks a very obvious question. The timing is suspicious. Was that based on inside information? Lisa McClain's answer is that no, because if it were insider trading, they would have bought a lot more shares. Oh, wow. Take a look at this.
Conclude by asking you a personal/political question, because there are reports that you were speaking about Elon Musk earlier, that your husband bought stock in Elon Musk's AI company, which is not publicly traded, XAI, in the private market just days before a report had surfaced that the Pentagon was expanding XAI's role in military systems. On our tablet, you guys can flash this up, the periodic transaction report from the Congresswoman. My question for you is, can you assure us, we've covered this issue of, conflicts of interest and what have you. Can you assure us this purchase was not based on any kind of inside information?
100%, because if it was, we wouldn't have bought 100,000 shares. We would have bought a heck of a lot more. But I also
had I had an actual bona fide opportunity to do insider trading, I really would have committed a far bigger crime with way more shares. Well, I'm convinced, folks.
I want to stop you because we don't even have your facts straight on that. It wasn't a publicly traded stock.
Which he said
was, I think, about 470 million, of which it was a private offering.
Right, which is that's what I was saying. It's not a publicly traded company, so it was in the private market.
My gosh.
Right. But that leads you. It's the same question would apply whether it's publicly traded or whether it's traded in these private markets about conflicts, potential conflicts of interest. So that's why I'm asking if you could assure us that he didn't know anything about that Pentagon report.
And quite frankly, I think that's a very fair question to ask, especially
we know
with all of the insider trading that happens up here.
Okay, so that's the defense. Think about that for a second. Her argument is not, we had no advanced knowledge, nor could we have. The response was not, this was in a blind trust. Someone else is making these decisions for us. This was not, it was based on public information. It's, if we were cheating, we would have cheated way harder to make a lot more money. Imagine applying that logic anywhere else. Officer, I didn't rob the bank because only $1,000 are missing. If I had robbed the bank, there would be a $250,000 missing, believe me. Judge, this was not fraud. If it were, I would have defrauded way, way, way more people. It is absurd. And the circumstances here make the explanation even more difficult to accept. If you hear that the president were meeting with oil executives, which he did, recently the president met with oil executives about the post-Venezuela stuff. If you heard the president was meeting with oil executives and you assume, whatever comes out of that meeting, it's probably going to be good for oil companies. And you say, I'm going to buy publicly traded stocks ahead of the meeting. All right. I mean, listen, if you're a lawmaker, it's probably still ethically murky. And you could make the argument lawmakers shouldn't even trade individual stocks, but at least the information is broadly available. That is not what happened here. This is a private company, and it's a relatively obscure private company, no public stock market, and the purchase is days before the Pentagon says, we are bringing them in to the Pentagon's network and the military's network. That looks very bad, circumstantially looks very bad. And what makes it worse is, of course, the context, which is that members of Congress from both parties have spent years trading stocks directly tied to industries that they regulate, industries that they oversee, that they receive briefings about. And it's always a coincidence. It's legal. There's no inside information involved. And then every time, it's unbelievable timing. This is why public trust of Congress is in the toilet. When confronted with a conflict of interest question involving what is, at the end of the day, a defense contract, and a billionaire tech CEO, I guess, again, friendly to the administration, as Elon Musk now is, the answer is, oh no, if that were what this was, we would have gone way, way harder. Pathetic. We've got a phenomenal bonus show for you today. We will talk about Iran. We will talk about the suspension of immigrant visas from 75 countries. We will talk about Congressman Seth Moulton introducing an ICE defunding bill that he believes would be worth shutting down the government over. All of that and more on the bonus show. Sign up at joinpakman.com and make sure to get on my free newsletter to also be notified Tuesday of our one-day membership discount. It's going to be huge. Sign up at substack.davidpakman.com.